Hi and welcome to your next steps. I'm really excited for you to get to this stage. Well done for getting this far. This is going to be a game changer. So look, what you're going to get from today's session, I'm going to take you through what to avoid as you move forward. Your understanding of what you need now is very different to how you started at the beginning of this process for you. And so we want to mitigate any risks. So we're going to take you through the best ways to continue to grow, regardless of whether we stay together or not, what this means for your future, and then tasking to complete. So in today's session for your tasking, regardless of whether we continue together or not, double check you've booked for your next 6-month strategy session with the team. Now, over my time and experience, many years, I noticed our clients went on and bought other things that they didn't need. I do not want you to waste your money on things that you don't need. So please pay attention. What normally happens is around 40% of our clients continue at level 1 because they value the support. So they continue to get access to the team, supporting them doing their ads, the team giving them feedback, etc. Around 50% of our clients advance to a higher level of support because, again, they want to level up quicker. They understand the value of having the right people, giving them the right information at the right time. And, they've seen the value already and they want to continue. So look, what to avoid moving forward. This is where we're at. You've done the cash collector, you've done the offer codex, we've done the funnel setup, you've got your asset system, it's all set up, you've got making sales, you've done the cash collector phase 2, okay, and now it's the next stage. And so again, as I said, high percentage of people continue to the advanced sales program because of the actual problems that occur. As you start to grow your business, you'll start to notice that your awareness around a different level of problem occurs as you start to become more successful. And as you become more successful and as you grow your business, it's a natural process to hire more people. That's exactly what we do. I'm not telling you to do anything I don't do. I continue to reinvest into my team. I continue to reinvest into different systems according to what level we need to get to. And so you've got your automated lead flow, you've got your system set up at some level. Some of you get a lot more done, some of you get less. It doesn't really matter. You've got a system for life. Right, and now we need to get better at using that, and you need to understand a different level of problem. Okay, and as always, what it's doing is one ad into one piece of content, into setting up a consultation cell, and into your program, and you're building a list. And we need to maximize this potential now so that we can really scale it to the moon. And there's very few models in the world that once you have this system in place, we can just increase the amount of number of calls you generate without doing any more work. You can add in more per month. I'll show you exactly how we do this. So your next problems, you'll start to notice you need different levels of support. We want you to avoid buying the wrong programs or the wrong systems and wasting money. We want you to avoid losing money. Okay, and so we got your back. We continue to test everything so that you don't have to. So here's an example of what we've tested in the last year. And so you'll see these ads and agencies will say, we're doing this different thing and it's new and etc. And so we invest into agencies to upgrade our team so they're the best for you. And also we want to test these things. So if they work, what we'll do is refine our processes. And if they don't work, then we can tell you that so that they don't work. And so we invested into an agency for over 6 months, a 6-month contract. It was $8,000 a month. 144,000 for 18 months is what we did. Now, they do not help with your message. They do not help with your sales. They don't help with you converting anymore. They don't help with you hiring anyone else. And they don't train you to do anything. And it was just purely testing some new ad sorts of concepts, of which we did bring in to our business and we also brought into you. And so that's why you're getting the most up-to-date system. And so we spent 144,000 over 18 months so you don't have to, so you understand that our systems are really truly the best. We then tested a new way of supporting lead flow. It was okay. We did an additional 15,000 for three fixed months contract plus 30,000, and we got no clients from it. It was this TikTok, strategy that was meant to do really well. It didn't. It was not tested. It was not proven. We wanted to see if it was, an early game changer, and it didn't work. We tested it so you don't have to. Even with our skill and our messaging, we didn't get one single lead from it. We learned some stuff about some content structures around TikTok, that was for sure, but it wasn't worth 30,000 for no clients. We did 18,000 on a 3-month fixed contract to test one strategy. It was okay. It wasn't great. We've got the invoice here on the right. We paid a 5k deposit and then we paid 13,000 halfway through. Very low results. Now, the reason I'm showing you is that we continue to test a new software. 10,000 on an AI follow-up. It didn't work at all. 10,000 on a kind of like a new system that was going to beat the CRM system. It didn't work either. We spent 42,000 on SEO, like a special SEO sort of branding thing. It didn't work at all. We spent 4,000 on a follow-up process with this new software. That didn't work at all. We tested a new sort of funnel concept. It didn't work at all. And so look, this is just the cost, ongoing training for our team so that they can support you at the highest level. We paid a team 12,000 per quarter, so 48,000 per year, so that they would get operational support, which is what I teach, but I just didn't have enough time to train them all at the level that they needed to be. So we're continuing training our staff and our team and our systems at the highest level, so you don't need to go out and test stuff. So look, we test and continue to test so you don't have to. We spent in the last year total 336,000 on just testing to make sure our stuff was the best. And that sits on top of the 480,000 per year as a baseline to support you guys. That's how we roll. A lot of people don't talk about it. We talk about investing massively in the systems and the structure and the team so that you can have the best support possible. And as you advance through our support systems, it gets better and better and better. So your next steps, the system is pretty much set up. You just need to get better at using it. How you scale month on month is now critical. Okay, and so look, as you scale with CO8, you just get others to do it for you. Automated lead flow, consultation calls, automated delivery. You have to switch from 10K months to 100K months. You have to start looking at team sales. It can't just be you. But it's the same fundamental 3 elements that will scale you from 10K to 100K months to 300K months to 1 million a month. You just need to get better at it and build better systems and structures. And so this is exactly what I did. I went from a bunch of clients to thousands of clients, the same 3 core elements, but I just got other people to do it. Right? And so most get stuck on their own or deny that helping hand because they think they're not ready yet. However, if you're stuck on your own and you're denying the right help, the quickest way is to build your team around you, getting them to do the work. And you'll be surprised at how much more cost effective it is to look at this when you get us to do it for you. All right, Ed, stop right there. I can't afford to hire a team. 3 members could cost me 30K each. That's another 90K. And I realized that. So I thought, how can I make it easier for you to get access to the right people? Hard work alone is not going to do it. Hard work doesn't guarantee that you're going to become rich. Being a single parent is hard work. It doesn't guarantee anyone will become rich because they're a single parent. Cleaners work very hard. It doesn't guarantee that you will become rich. Success is an exact science. Pay attention. Growing your business is an exact science. Becoming rich is an exact science. You need X, Y plus Z and you will get rich. So what is X, Y, and Z then? You need the right system, leveraged output, plus can I, and you will get rich. So let's break it down. The right system, leveraged output, can I, and you get rich. The right system, CO8, you've got the right system. You don't need another model. You don't need another funnel. You don't need to buy something else. I promise you it works, it continues to work, and once you get it sorted, it will continue to scale. Leveraged output. Use us to speed up your growth. Rather than trying to hire an agency, get us to run your ads with you. Rather than trying to get other people to do the sales, let's get you really drilled down first, and then we can help you scale off the back of that. Can I is the right mindset, right? Consistent and never-ending improvement. You just keep on getting better at the same thing, and I promise you will get rich. Property versus coaching. Who makes more money? Remember, I talk about this a lot. Property people today, most of them out there who are in property, they sell information to increase their cash flow and then they invest that cash into assets. They sell information first to increase their cash flow and then invest that into assets for the long time future. So an online coaching business set up with a COA system, it's the easiest to set up, it's the very low overhead, and it's easy to get your money back. You just need to get better. Easy to scale. And so look, property business setup is very hard to scale. Investment, 100,000 into a property, 10% return at a very high ROI means it's going to take you 10 years to get your money back. Versus an online information-based business set up in the COA system, very easy to set up, easy to scale. Investment, so you put $100 in ads, get 20 potential clients. You only need one client to buy at $1,500. That's a 15 times ROI. Can be done easily in less than a month, easily less than a week, easily less than a day. Very fast with the right system and the right support. And so don't waste your time trying to create a property business if you don't have information working for you first. You've got to get your information, scale it, do exactly what I do. I invest into land, property-based business, but it's a long-term asset. Information drives it. And so it's the only reason that the dragons are in the den and the sharks are in town is because they want to invest into online business structures. And so remember the high performance cycle. The better you get, the better you understand your client's problem. The better you understand your client's problem, the more clients you're able to sell. The more clients you're able to sell, the more clients you're able to serve. The more clients you're able to serve, the more in depth you understand their problem, the better you become. Because you understand their problem better, you become the best. Because your program becomes the best, because you understand the problem the best. Because your program becomes the best, your support becomes the best because you understand the problem the best. Your clients' results become the best because your support becomes the best. And thus, you keep on getting better and the cycle keeps on going. The better you get, the better you understand the problem, the more clients you sell, the more clients you serve, the more in depth you understand the problem. Because you know the problem the best, your program becomes the best, your support then becomes the best, your clients' results become the best, and it keeps on going. But you have to stay focused on the same thing. Most people hit a block and then try and do something else. All right, so you must apply constant and never-ending improvement if you truly want to become the best. There is always room for improvement. Small incremental improvements over time add up to huge compound improvements. Einstein stated compound improvement is the eighth wonder of the world because the majority of the people in the world will never actually do it. They'll get diluted, unfocused. And when you focus just on one thing and get better at that one thing, you separate yourself very quickly, and it's exactly what I've done. There is always more juice in the orange. As you continue to squeeze it, you keep on getting better and better. So look, the problems: managing lead flow so it's consistent, increasing your ad spend thus and remaining profitable at the same time, scaling up on multiple channels, improving closing rate as volume increases, handling clients' objections, managing clients as they are getting results. Managing and hiring a team is stressful. Managing your business as it grows. And so the thing is, most people try and figure it all out on their own. Whereas if you hire someone else who's already done it, you rapidly speed up the process. If you want your clients to level up, you have to level up. And so this is not something that we don't do ourselves. We are always doing it every single month so that we can be the best in our niche too. As a coach, you know your clients can't do it on their own. Obviously, you can't do this on your own because you can't grow a business on your own. Whether you continue with us or not, you need to be thinking, what are your next steps, right? If you're serious about doing this. And so the questions you might be considering to help your growth are: have you got a 12-month forecast fully mapped out? Because we can do that for you. Do you know how to analyze all your business metrics every single month? Do you know how to use your business metrics to make the right decisions to increase profitability? Do you know how to avoid overspending on ads? Do you know how to scale up your ads without overspending? Do you know how to increase the volume of your calls easily? Do you know how to increase the show-up rate? Do you know how to increase the quality of the calls? Do you know how to increase your closing rate? Do you know what to look for in your calls so you can improve them? Do you know how to price drop so you can increase your cash collection every single month? Do you know how to do a live webinar to your list to increase your sales monthly? Do you know how to do an elite price offer to inject a larger amount of cash monthly? Do you know how to downsell to improve profitability? Do you know how to increase positive reinforcement to dissolve negative conditioning from non-buying? Do you know how to manage your price point to avoid price resistance, non-buying? Do you know how to manage getting on more clients and then get them results without it draining your time? Do you know how to hire the right people to free up your time without spending a fortune hiring? Do you know how to keep your overheads down as you grow? Now, if you're unsure about all of these elements, this is exactly what we'll fix at an advanced level as you scale, so that you know all of the answers to that and we hold your hand as you're going through and you're not trying to figure it all out on your own. So look, the best way to continue, as I said, what normally happens is around 40% of our clients continue at level 1 because they value the support, which is currently what you're at right now, so that you get access to the team, the live consultation clinics, to the online modules, etc. So you can stay wired in at this sort of level to make sure that your lead flow is really good. And then around 50% of our clients advance to a higher level of support. They join the advanced sales program so that they can scale it up on a whole different level. And so all of those questions are taken care of, all of those potential problems are taken care of, and they're not trying to figure it all out, and they're not trying to, go down a dark hole, and they want to speed it up in the quickest way possible, collapse time, and leverage our years of experience and millions and millions and millions. I mean, when I say I've spent well over if I was to put in the total number of what I've spent on ads, who would know? It's well over, 50 plus million. We've got data, well over 100 million worth of ad data that you don't need to try and figure out. And so we can do it for you. Because all we look at from an advanced level is your numbers. If you want to hit a 10,000 month, right, with a price point of 2,500, you only need 10 book calls. We need to close 4 of them. We need to keep this book call cost at a certain level, because if it goes too much up, you're going to spend too much per month. So if you're spending, 200 per book call, that's 2,000 a month to generate 8,000 profit. Okay. And so all we look at, like with the wrong support, okay, if you don't have the right support in place, say for example, your ad cost keeps on going up and your closing rate is going down, there's not a lot left on the bone, right? Because your closing rate went down, you decreased your price. You went from 2,500 to 1,500. You got less booked calls in, you closed less people, and so you end up with less per month. And what, this ad cost, if your ad cost is, too high, that's an additional 28,000 a year, that you don't need to spend. And so look, with the wrong support, the whole thing can go down again, because say you don't have people giving you feedback on your calls, you don't have the feedback to actually make your sales processes better. Imagine if I was there operationally every single week sorting you out so that you were very clear on your price point, you dropped it again, okay, and you dropped more sales, all right, you closed less, which meant that, you got 3K in, your book call cost went up, you spent more on ads, it's not going to work, right? So that's why people give up, because they've got the wrong support. Versus with the right support, we increase your price point because I'm helping you generate a better understanding to actually how people buy, because it's got nothing to do with the value you provide. It's understanding how people buy. We increased the amount of people that actually want, the number of book calls. We decreased the actual cost per book call. So you got more book calls in. We decreased the cost per book call. So although you spent the same amount, you got more book calls in, which means that you're able to sell more people. We increased your closing rate. So you went from a low closing rate to a 50%, which is it's okay. It's not great. And we could get you a lot more than that, 50, 60, 70. But, as an average, we took you up a notch. We increased the amount of book calls, decreased the cost. You still spent 2K, but because you put in 20 clients at a higher price point, you end up with a much higher amount at the end of the month. And so there aren't any models, business models in the world where you can generate more per month without doing more. You just got better. You closed more people, you increased your price point, you ran more ads, so you got more people to pick from, you closed more of them at a higher rate, thus you end up with a higher profit. Now, of course, you don't have to be at 3,500, even if you're at 2,500, this is super profitable because you got more potential clients coming in, you closed more clients per month, we kept the ad cost down, and thus you generate more, right? Makes sense? So look, I'm just so excited for you, because if you're at this stage, you are in the very small percent of people that will actually go out and build a successful business. Most people in the coaching consultancy world, 0.5% will ever get access to a really successful coaching business, and you're going to be one of them. Problem number 1, ads converting at scale. Problem number 2, your sales closing rate, so that you're increasing that. And then problem number 3, the actual strategy of cash collection, managing everything. These are the 3 core areas of which we focus on at an advanced level, which would bring you to the advanced sales program. Problem number one, ads converting at scale. So what we do, advanced ad support, is we do live clinics every single week. So it's different from the tech clinic. We are looking at your numbers, giving you direct feedback into how do we increase the amount of calls that you're getting per week? How do we decrease the cost so that your targeting is the best? We start you off on Facebook and Instagram, and then we scale you up on YouTube. Our team becomes your team, so you don't have to hire an expensive agency. You get online access to the advanced ads training program as well, which is a deeper understanding into how to run ads, etc., so that they work at a better rate. Higher quality people, lower cost, more calls, right? So we increase the effectiveness of your ads. So we get your cost per book call optimized so that it's massively scalable. Now, sometimes people say, well, it's not a big difference between $100 and $300. It's 3 times more at $300, which means that if you're at 10,000 a month, say, for example, you wanted to scale, you're spending 30,000 a month, right? Of course, we're not going to go in at 10,000, but say you're at 2,000, right, or 1,000, if you're spending 1,000, that's up to 3,000 just because you're wasting it. So we don't want you to waste any money. Problem number 2, sales closing rate. Okay, and how we fix that is pillar number 2, the advanced sales support. Do live clinics every single week, twice a week, live feedback on your calls, online access to the advanced sales training program, detailed understanding so you can increase your closing rate. On average, every single call I ever do, I could pick out 18 to 20 ways of which we can increase the conversion of the call. And that's just standard because we're amazing at what we do. We've been doing it for many years and it's a big part of what we do. And so the key is you don't want to leave any cash on the table. You know, even if you're not converting, say you're converting out 2 out of 10, you're losing 8 potential people that you're losing cash on, which if you're the forefront of your business, your closing rate should be really high. And it's not uncommon we can get you to a very high closing rate. Problem number 3, strategy and cash collection. And look, my one-to-one coaching fee currently is 60,000, 8,300 per week, 60,000 for 2 months. Okay. And my role is operational training. And what I do, and that's for a company that's doing a couple of million. And within that first month, what I look to is get that 60,000 back. So I'm for free. And so the next month is completely free. All I'm looking at is how do they make more cash in the quickest way possible? How do they increase their cash collection and reduce the amount they're spending? And that's why I get paid a lot because, you know, we're at a level that we're at right now. However, look, you get access to me without having my one-to-one crazy fee. All right. So live clinics every single week with me. And the reason that I'm doing that right now is because I'm training up a little advanced operational support team, because what we do at a higher level is that we sell my consultancy fee. I come on for 2 months, make sure that we get that cash back, right? Make sure that we increase their cash collected, and then we increase a renewal. And then more often than not, I don't do the renewal. So I'm free from that process. So at the moment, right now, if you're watching this, you get live clinics with me every single week. So me and you are going to be working personally on what the things that you need to improve your cash collection, right? How do we increase the amount that you're currently, how do we increase your price point? How do we increase your sales rate? How do we, do a 7-day marketing plan so we can increase your price point? How can we maximize your list, right? If you were to pay, a half decent someone operation, that could cost you 300K a year. So you're going to save an absolute fortune by jumping in. You're going to get online access to the advanced operational training program, which is just a menu of different ways of which we can increase your cash collection. Weekly accountability to maximize your cash collection. It might be going from one-to-one to one-to-many in the most efficient way. It might be managing other people to do stuff for you. It's the overview of what you need strategically to maximize your cash right now so that you can get that back in the quickest way. I've had clients just copy a couple of the systems, some of the instructions in there, and do over 28K in just a week of just doing that. Again, it is a game changer. Weekly accountability to make sure you follow through every single week so that I am holding you to do the things that you want to do. So look, that's the advanced sales program, managing your ads, advanced ad support, closing rate, increasing your closing rate, making sure that your ads are driving more book calls, a greater volume of potential people to work to, making sure we're increasing that closing rate because you're getting the right feedback. Then we're giving you the feedback then off the back of that session to improve your ad. And we make sure that we meet with our team every single day. So we're discussing and taking you through. We also have one-to-one training also, so that you're making sure that you're doing it, that you're following through, that there's nothing that's stopping you from hitting the level that you want. And then advanced operational support, managing everything, strategy, cash collection, making sure that we're pushing past your levels And regardless of wherever you're at, you're going to absolutely smash it. So look, what this means for your future is that without the right support, most get stuck or just regress. That's the honest truth. We would never be where we are now if we didn't continue investing into our business. You can only grow to the level of support that is currently around you. You will have to continue to reinvesting in your business if you're serious about getting it to where you want to be. If you are serious about creating whatever the income that you want to create, you have to keep on reinvesting in your skills. You have to keep on reinvesting in your business because your business will never grow with just you alone. And again, this is not something that we don't do ourselves. We continually invest every single month. I'm investing into consultants to support the team, more team members. Some of our team members are the best in the world. In terms of agencies, in terms of ad management, we have the best team, one of the most expensive teams in the world, supporting you so that you don't have to go out and try and figure it all out on your own. So look, a reminder of what we went through, what to avoid as you move forward, the best way to continue to grow, and what this means for your future. Tasking to complete in today's session. As I said earlier, like what normally happens, 40% of our clients continue at level 1 because they value the support. 50% of our clients advance to a higher level of support. So regardless of whether we continue together or not, double check you're booked in for your next 6-month strategy session with the team. Now, it might be with myself as well. If I can, I'd love to be, jumping on that to help you plan that, plot that out. And again, regardless of whether we work together or not, we will work out what you need for the next 6 months so that you're clear. And again, I appreciate your investment up till now. I appreciate whatever you've put into this, but I promise you, the residual value in the system up till date way outweighs what you've currently invested. Terms and conditions. If you wanted just the terms and conditions, you could pay a lawyer 4 or 5 grand for that. You wanted a funnel that's working, you could pay 20 grand for that. We have spent way more than that back in the past. If you wanted like an email sequence or a text mix or a sales sequence, you name it, you could spend a lot more than that. So there's residual value with what you've got already. And I get, we live in this world where people want to, put in, 10, 20 grand and make 700 million back in less than a day. You can make cash and you can make a massive difference. And if you keep going, I promise you it will happen. But if you give up, it will never happen. If you don't continue investing in your skill set, you will not get to where you want to be. Sometimes people hate that, but it's the truth, right? You have to keep on investing. I still do it myself. In my investment-based business, we are always reinvesting. We're compounding assets. We're leveraging debt. We're being effective. We're borrowing money from the bank. We're leveraging into debts, into deals that may not come back straight away. Who knows? And so don't think this is any different at any stage of your business. Oh, it's easy for you, Ed. You've got a successful business already. We always leverage borrowed money to buy bigger deals in our asset company that we have to then, get that money, leverage that money, sell the deal, and then pay it back. We're no different. Everyone's the same. Or even Richard Branson borrows money to leverage business opportunities. Standard, right? It's become second rate if you want a successful business. So regardless of whether we continue together or not, make sure you've double checked, you've booked in your next 6-month strategy session. I would love to have it with you to take you through the next steps. And if it's right for you, I'll talk to you about what the advanced sales program can do for you. I'll plan it all out. I'll plot it out. Any questions that you have, any concerns, we'll talk it out. And if you want to just continue at level 1 so that you have the support at where we're at, we'll work out how that fits for you at your current stage. Regardless of whether we come together or not, regardless of whether we work together or not, I am so excited that you came through, and I cannot wait for you to get your next 6 months planned out, complete your tasking now. We're here for you every step of the way. We got your back. My name is Ed JC Smith. As always, no matter what happens, never give up on your dreams. Let's go. I'm going to see you soon. Let's get your next steps. Join the advanced program. It's going to change your whole life, change your whole business. And I cannot wait to be part of your wonderful future. And do not forget me when you're at the top. Let's go.